I think it's on. I think we're rolling. Well, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to start doing these, but I'm also so intimidated. It's just like a whole new beast, but I'm very excited to start doing it. I just wanted my first video to do a little Q&A and also just get to know me, just to have this on the page is my first thing, and then we'll start getting into all the vlogs, mom life, solo life, all the things. All right, without further ado, let's just jump right in. So my name is obviously Montana. I am 25, turning 26 in a few days. And I actually grew up in Florida. I live in Utah now, but I lived in Destin, Florida, the most beautiful place on earth. I lived there for 15 years and then we moved to Utah. I have 3 younger sisters. We're an all-girl fam and I'm obsessed with it. And so when I found out I was having my 2 girls, it just felt so complete. It just felt so right. But I was a cheerleader in high school and I also did student government. I planned all the dances, which was really fun. And then I graduated from high school and I went to college. I did a year of college and then I did a study abroad in London, Paris, and Scotland. And it was so much fun. I just got to explore and see all of the beautiful places while also speaking English in most of the places we traveled to. But we went to the Lake District, the Cotswolds, and I am dying to go back. And then when I came home from my study abroad, I served an 18-month mission for my church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I served in North and South Dakota. And while I was there, I actually met my husband. He was almost done with his mission and I had just started my mission. And so he came home from his 2-year mission and then I still had 10 months left of mine. And so on the one day a week that we could talk to our friends and family, we just chatted and I got to call him a couple times too, which was really fun. So we just got to know each other as friends because one of my companions that you're put together with was obsessed with him. She just felt like they were meant to be. And I also had a missionary out, and so I wasn't really looking at anyone in a romantic way. And then I had a few months left of my mission and I realized that I liked him and was excited to go date him when I went home. So I got home from my mission in December of 2019 and we went on our first date a couple days after that, and the rest was history, honestly. But then COVID-19 hit and he was planning to go do summer sales for the summer, and then we were gonna get married after the summer when he got home. But then when COVID hit, I was like, well, screw it. I don't want you going out without me and me just being stuck here because who knows what the world is gonna look like. So we ended up getting married 4 months after I got home from my mission. So yes, call us crazy, but when you know, as cliche as that may sound. Does this tell you how long you've been recording? Because I have no idea. I could just chat forever. So we got married, we did the whole backyard wedding. It was really scary because that was when you really couldn't have a gathering of more than 10 people, but he has 5 siblings. I have 3 younger sisters, and then with our parents, we were already over the number of 10, so we were really nervous. And we had the little drive-by wedding and everything. All of our friends and family that couldn't come drove by and we got to say hi to them. So it was definitely a wedding of that phase of life, but we loved it. And then we went out to California for the summer. We lived up in the San Francisco Bay Area, which was really fun. And I was also finishing college while I was out there as well. And I ended up graduating from Brigham Young University with my bachelor degree in family life, but more specifically biological foundations. And so it was really cool because I got to study a little baby, a child, a teenager, an adult, and a senior aged person. So it was really cool to be able to learn so much about each individual phase of life. And I really feel like it helped me so much learn about the biological foundations of babies and toddlers and children. And that's perfect because obviously I'm a mom now. So it just worked right into what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, which was be a mom. So back in 2022, me and my husband moved from Utah to California. We lived in Corona, California, which is in the Riverside County. And I started posting my TikToks during that time. I would post hair tutorials and then here and there I would post a vlog, but I was pretty consistently posting hair tutorials. And I felt like I had a little bit of a different niche in that way because I had my short hair and so many of the hair TikTokers had this beautiful long head of hair. And so that was really helpful. But I feel like my TikTok really took off from the beginning, which was definitely helpful. It was during that time when things were just being pushed a lot differently than they are now. But I had so much fun and loved doing it. And then when I got pregnant with my first in August of 2022, I started posting a little bit of pregnancy things, but not really very much. But once she was born, I started posting different things with her and morning vlogs and stuff like that. And then when I was 3 months postpartum, I actually found out that I was pregnant again. So I got pregnant at 2 months postpartum, and call me naive, but I really believed that if I was fully breastfeeding, I would not get pregnant, because that's what happened with my mom and all of her sisters. And I had a pretty similar experience pregnancy-wise and birth-wise to my mom. So I was like, oh, we'll just be the same. No, 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 no. Don't believe that myth. So I was pregnant again and ended up having Irish twins. So now I have my 2 girls. They are 10 months and 27 days apart, and they are just little besties. It's Oakland and Valley. And now they are 8 months old and 19 months old, and we just are in the thick of babyhood and toddlerhood, but I literally could not be more obsessed with it. I have always wanted to be a mom, so I knew that this was exactly what I wanted to be doing. So then I've just been posting whatever I feel like posting since they were both born, and doing the best that I can doing that, and it's just kind of taken off from there. I have so many questions about all different phases of my life, including content creation stuff, so let's just dive right into all of these questions. All right, I always get so many questions about my hair, because that's obviously where I started posting in the first place, but gorgeous hair like yours, where to start? Honestly, as cliche as this sounds, you need to find products that are for your hair. I could tell you every single product that I use and when I use it and what I do, but it may not work for your hair. I have very fine hair, but I also have a lot of hair. So I'll name a few brands and things that I like, but it kind of is just trial and error, which is really hard and gets expensive. But if you start with just a couple things, it really will make all the difference. So first off, you have to oil your hair every single day, whether that's in the morning or at night. I do mine every single night. I just have made it a part of my nighttime routine, and I'm obsessed with the Kaxi hair oil. It's so amazing because it's lightweight. It's not gonna clump in your hair. It's so nourishing, and it really just strengthens your ends, because when your ends get dry, then they start to break. You really just have to keep your ends so hydrated. So hair oil every single night. Next, you need to be using a clarifying shampoo every like 3 to 5 washes. I'm obsessed with the Olaplex one. It's in a bottle, probably like this big, but I am not kidding when I say it lasted me an entire year, because you need the smallest little amount in your hand, and you're not using it every single time you wash your hair. But this just helps to clear out your scalp. And that is so needed when keeping healthy hair, because if your hair is all gunked up here, if your scalp just has nowhere to breathe, it's not gonna create healthy strands of hair. So I love the Olaplex one. I love the new Day one that just came out, and Living Proof also has a really good one. Also, another one that's amazing is the Briogeo one, because it has little beads in it, and so it is so good for exfoliating your scalp. But I also love using my Glow Beauty hairbrush to really scratch my hair. I massage my scalp with that thing at least every time I wash my hair before I wash it, but I really try and do that every 2 to 3 days. That just really helps keep your hair fresh as well, which is also very nice, because then you're not washing it as often. But other than those tips, you should not be using the same shampoo and conditioner every single time you wash your hair. I'm no licensed hairstylist. I don't have my cosmetology license, but I feel like I have also learned so much, because I love asking my hairstylist all the different tips and tricks to keeping healthy hair, so that I'm not just spewing random information at you. I love the Day shampoo and conditioners. Those really are just a great thing to have on hand. Olaplex is amazing, but it's not for every hair type. I'm also using the Way shampoo and conditioner for the first time, and I'm loving that. But then a couple I also love are the Amika shampoo and conditioner, but then I also love like Heritage. Theirs is amazing. It's a drugstore one. I also love the Kristin shampoo and conditioner. Those are so good as well for another drugstore option. So you really just have to find things that are good for your hair. So I hope that helps. So many of you guys, teach me to braid, teach me to braid. Honestly, you guys, I learned from YouTube. I would search cute girls hairstyles every Sunday that would come out with a video, and I would practice what they were doing on myself or on other people, and that was the way that I learned to braid. So I will definitely do some fun tutorials on here, which will be so nice because I can talk you through it, and it will be a more long form content. But just start learning and teaching yourself, because learning how to braid is so tricky until you get it down, and then it's muscle memory, and then you're good to go. Okay, best and hardest part about being a mom. The best thing is honestly just seeing these humans that you created with someone that you love, and they're just so obsessed with you. Especially as the mom, you're their number one. You are the one that they want for comfort, for love, to laugh with. I love when Oakland is doing something and she just makes eye contact with me like, hey mom, I want you to see what I'm doing. It's the cutest thing ever. And Valley is just my little snuggle bug. She loves to cuddle and it is my favorite thing ever. But I would say the hardest part about being a mom is honestly just getting time for yourself. I am in a different phase than a lot of other moms, only because I had 2 back-to-back, like very much back-to-back. We're at the phase right now where Valley takes a morning nap and then an afternoon nap, and then Oakland only takes an afternoon nap, and their naps usually don't overlap at all. And so that's really hard because I literally do not get alone time. But honestly, that can also be looked at as so selfish, but it honestly is kind of your saving grace at points. So it's nice to just be able to go to the bathroom for 4 minutes by yourself and just take a few deep breaths. As of right now, I feel like that's the hardest part about being a mom, but that changes all the time. I feel like the hardest part about being a mom is knowing what to do. Like so often I'm just guessing, but it's also you're just trying to figure out what your baby needs and you're learning with your baby. And so you trust your gut and just go with whatever you feel like you need to be doing. But a lot of times that can be really tricky if other people are like, what can I do to help? It's like, I don't know because I don't even know what I'm doing. So that can be really overwhelming, but also you just go with it. Okay, what are you looking forward to most in 2025? So because we've had babies the last 2 years, we really have not traveled, but so far we have 2 trips planned. We're going to Disneyland in January and I'm so excited. We're gonna vlog that trip for you guys, so we'll see how that goes with both of the girls. It's gonna be chaos, but like the best kind of chaos. And then me and my husband are actually going to a Coldplay concert in the summer and I am so excited. We're going to Nashville for it, so it will be so much fun. I've never been to Nashville and my husband's never been, so it'll be so fun to go explore. But then also Coldplay, it's my husband's favorite band, so it'll be such a blast. And then we also have a few other trips that we might throw in there as well, so I'm so excited for those. Someone asked, how do you control girls during a car ride? Honestly, snacks. My family knows that when we get in the car, Oakland has her little snack cup and she is always eating in the car. And as annoying as that may be, because her car seat is always kind of a disaster, it also saves us because she just is more content that way. And we play lots of Disney songs and we sing lots of songs. She always has a little toy or stuffed animal with her in the car too, which helps. Valley's at a little bit of a harder stage because I don't really want her eating in the car because she's still learning how to eat. Sometimes if I'm desperate, I'll give her like a yogurt melt in her mouth and just really watch her in my little mirror. But we have binkies in the car for both of the girls, so that really helps. I don't know, honestly, snacks and music are what we rely on. Someone asked what were both of my girls' first words, and it was mama. Honestly, like the most reassuring is not even validating, the most validating thing to hear from your baby. It was the cutest thing when they started saying it. Someone asked, do I want all girls or would you like to have a boy at some point, and how many kids? So before we had Valley, I would say that I would want 3 kids, but now I don't want a straggler. So we're thinking we are gonna probably get pregnant in 2026 and have a baby in 2027. And when Valley was born, the second she was born, I was like, okay, I think we're having a boy next. I have just felt that this whole time. So we'll see what ends up coming next, but I really feel like a boy is next up on our kid list, I guess. But something that's actually really cool is when we found out we were pregnant with Oakland, we both felt like it was twins. I felt so strongly that it was twins. So when we went to our first ultrasound, we both were honestly kind of shocked that it was just one baby. So then fast forward to finding out that we were pregnant with Irish twins, it felt so right to us. Yes, it was terrifying and I was so anxious about what life would look like, and I cannot tell you how many mental breakdowns I had. It felt so right to have our twins back together earthside again. So we'll see what happens in the future. I would love to actually have twins. So that would be kind of fun if I get pregnant next and we have twins and then we're done having kids. So who knows? We'll see. What did you do to prepare for birth first versus the second time, and what would you recommend? Do pelvic floor exercises. I cannot stress this enough. I pushed Oakland out in 3 pushes and Valley out in 2. And I had an epidural. I never say never, but I will never have a natural birth. I loved my epidural. I loved how peaceful the room was when my babies were both born. It felt so sacred and so special and so peaceful, which is exactly what I wanted. When you have an epidural, you're obviously numb. And so if you don't know how to engage those muscles down there, then it's so much harder to push them out properly. So from the day I found out I was pregnant, I would just look up on YouTube pelvic floor exercises for first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, wherever I was in my pregnancy. And I would do those every single day, whether that was a minute or 10 minutes long. I just made sure to do that, and I swear by it. I did it with Oakland and Valley, and my birth was so great. I also exercised. I definitely exercised more with Oakland just because I didn't have a baby to be taken care of, but I went on at least a mile walk every single day. And I really feel like that helped just keep you moving and keep you healthy in that way. But other than that, I really didn't do much. I knew I wanted an epidural, and so I didn't do any birth classes or anything like that. So whatever feels right to you, then go for it. But you have to do pelvic floor exercises. Promise me you will. Someone asked, do you ever feel sad thinking about not having a son? Honestly, no, because I come from a family of all girls and I'm obsessed with it. Obviously, it would have been so fun to have a brother, but I've never had a time in my life where I'm like, dang, I wish I had a brother. And I'm sure the same thing will go for my girls. Whatever God has planned for us will be, and I trust that plan. And if we have a boy, amazing. I will love him so much, but if not, that's okay, and I will be totally happy and content with all girls. Someone asked if I miss living in Florida. Yes. I am a summer and beach girl through and through. The mountains are so beautiful, but they are just not my personal cup of tea. I don't love skiing or anything to do with the snow. And so I think that also makes it harder because I'm not really enjoying the winter. But I have my parents and my husband's parents and our families here in Utah. And so it would be really hard for me to move all the way back to Florida. So mine and my husband's goal is to find an Airbnb or a house in Florida and be able to travel there a couple times a year in the future, because it is the most beautiful place on earth and I'm obsessed with that place, and it just will forever hold a very special place in my heart. Okay, so there are 2 different questions. How do you find a healthy balance in your life between all the things? And then how and when do you balance spirituality and motherhood, wife, and family life? So my relationship with God is very, very, very important to me. And it's something that my relationship ebbs and flows throughout the stages of life. While I was serving an 18-month mission and devoted all of my time to serving Jesus Christ, I was able to devote 100% of my attention to that thing. And now I have lots of other things going on in my life and things to focus on, but focusing on God and Jesus Christ is still very important to me. And so the first thing I do when I wake up is I open my scriptures app and read a little bit of scripture. That really helps set the tone for my day, and I really try and say a prayer as well, but often I'm waking up when the girls wake up, and so that sometimes can get thrown. But if I start my day off that way, I feel like I'm so much more aware of God and Jesus Christ around me. And so then I put on a podcast throughout the day, or I sit and read more scriptures when the girls are napping, or turn on gospel music. Those things really help me stay grounded in my life. And I also know that we get credit for trying whatever phase of life we're in. I'm not getting dinged in my spirituality levels because I'm not doing 100% for God every single day like I was when I was serving 18 months. But I know that whatever I'm doing, God appreciates and He will bless me for it. And I think that is so comforting and also motivating at the same time. But I am such a type A personality. I really need a schedule, and I really like doing things that fit within that schedule. And with both of my girls napping at complete opposite times right now, that is very difficult. But we have very consistent morning routines and very consistent night routines. So then things in the middle of the day kind of just ebb and flow, and we get done what we can. And if we can't get it done, then that's okay. And I've definitely had to learn that it's okay not to get every single thing done on my to-do list every single day, because that's just not a possibility when you have 2 young kids. So believe in yourself and know that whatever you're doing is amazing. And whether you cross 0 things off your to-do list or 10 things in a day, you're still an amazing person and you'll get to it at some point. Okay, that's kind of all of the questions that we're gonna do for now, but I will definitely do these in the future. But I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited about this new form of content to be sharing with you guys. It's something that's so different, but also so exciting for me because I really feel like I can show more of my personality with long form content versus just the 90 seconds that I get on Instagram Reels or 4 minutes on TikTok. So this will be so much fun. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to say that. I think it's so cool. I just feel so blessed and so grateful that this is my job and I can be home with my cute girls and inspire so many women and mothers throughout the process. So I love you guys and we'll chat soon.